Thank you. And thank you, Global Partnership for Education and the Coalition for Global Prosperity for organizing this important event. There's a reason why they say, if you educate a girl, you educate a nation. When a girl goes to school, it's not only her that benefits, it benefits her family, her community, and her country. This is especially important for countries that are being torn apart by war. I know this because I am one of those girls. I was 8 years old when my mother came rushing into the house, asking us to quickly pack up and leave. We were living in Juba, in what is now South Sudan. Fighting had just started 2 years ago. We had always hoped that things would get better, but the men with guns were finally here. We moved around for the next 10 years and finally resettled in the UK. I was lucky enough to have supportive parents who supported my education, and I continued my education to a postgraduate level, which is something very few South Sudanese girls can claim. Because I wanted other girls to have the same opportunity, I returned to South Sudan in 2004 to contribute to the reconstruction of the country. In 2013, I was privileged to join one of the most successful girls' education South Sudan program funded by UK Aid, or GESS, as we call it for short. South Sudan is one of the toughest places to be a girl. Little value is placed in her education. Why should a family struggling to put food on the table invest in sending their daughter to school when they can simply marry her off and bring in resources through the bride price? So Jess is working to address and change its attitudes and practices to enable families to send their daughters to school. We are doing so through radio programs that are challenging the negative sociocultural attitudes and practices, and we've reached almost 1/3 of the adult population. We're also providing about 4,000 schools with grants to help them improve the learning environment. We are reaching girls with cash payments directly to help them enroll and stay in school. Jess and UK Aid are making a significant difference in contributing to the UK government's pledge that all girls should receive 12 years of quality education to help them achieve their potential. Personally, I believe, though, that the change, the real impact goes beyond the numbers. Take Nyayo, for example. Nyayo received cash transfers from the GESS program at least 4 times. Last year, she used her money to buy exercise books and some sanitary items. She had a small amount of money left, which she gave to her mother, Marta, to start a small business selling tea and bread outside their home. With the money she makes from the business, Marta was able to afford to send Nyayo to school, in addition to her 8 brothers and sisters. So that is 9 children who have benefited from targeting one girl. Despite these great achievements, we know that there is more to be done. Over 40% of girls in South Sudan drop out by the time they reach secondary school. And the quality of education leaves a lot to be desired, as 70% of teachers are untrained. By the end of the second phase of the GESS program, we are hoping to reach at least 570,000 girls with the cash transfers. So if we assume these girls are just like Nyayo, and each girl uses her cash to indirectly impact the education of 8 children, imagine how far UK Aid's contribution will extend to. at least 4.5 million more children will be supported. And that, at the moment, is almost the school-age population of South Sudan. It's therefore not a cliche to say, if you educate a girl, you educate a nation. I truly believe educating girls is the best way to lift families and communities out of poverty, putting countries on track to sustain development. We must not stop here. We must continue the important work of educating the most marginalized and make sure that no girl is left behind. Thank you.